Tri-tip is one of my favorite cuts of beef. I think it's super underrated. And I recently saw somebody cook a tri-tip just like a brisket. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna smoke us a Trisket. I'm Justin with Casks-n-Que. If you don't mind, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit that bell so that you get notified when we upload new content. Let's get started. This is a 2-pound tri-tip. Let's get this out of the wrapping. This is a 2-pound tri-tip. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the tri-tip, I'll show you why it's called a tri-tip. It's pretty easy. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, tri-tip. Let's see if we need to trim. I do want to take off the hard fat, because if you look at this, there's a lot of intermuscular fat, and I think that's going to really help with the moisture level. So flip her over. Just a regular old 6-inch boning knife. You can find this at pretty much any big box store. I think I got this at Academy. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. And this is hard fat. That's going to be really tough to render. So we're just going to remove it. You don't have to take it all off, but I like to get most of it. There we go. You don't have to get crazy with this. I've never done this cook before. I've had tri-tip several times. I love tri-tip, but I've never cooked it like a brisket. I've seen some other YouTube channels do it, and it looked good, so I figured why not? Let's give it a shot. Let's round off some of this. There we go. Just kind of get the stuff that's kind of hanging. You don't have to get too crazy. There we go. Right here, there's a little bit of that hard fat. Let's get rid of that. Right there. That looks pretty good to me. Anything hanging, let's get rid of that. I think that'll just burn, if you can see that. It's just real thin, so off with it. There we go. We're going to roll with a binder today. This is W sauce. Stuff is amazing. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. Adds a little layer of flavor. You don't have to. You can use water if you want for a binding agent, or nothing at all. But this piece of meat, I think it needs a little bit of a binder. For our rub today, we're going to come in with some of our very own Casks-n-Que GPS rub, Navigate to Delicious. This is basically our salt, pepper, garlic seasoning. It's got a few extra little ingredients to give it a kick. You can pick up your bottle in the description box below. I like to use this rub on brisket, steak, hamburger, all kinds of stuff. It's really, really good on beef. No sugars, so it doesn't burn. Pat it in. Get the sides. Don't be afraid to use a lot of this because we want a nice bark. Flip her over. Same thing. Rub it in. There we go. A few weeks ago, Z-Grills reached out to me and asked if I'd review one of their pellet smokers. I said absolutely, and this is the second video of a series where I'm cooking on the Z-Grills pellet smoker, so let's go ahead and get that thing fired up. Today we're using the Z-Grills oak pellets that they sent. I think we're going to cook at 275 today. Ah, it's already there. Okay, we're just going to wait for that thing to get up to temp. We're up to temp, but my my thermometer here is showing 315, while the Z-Grills, you can't see it, but it's showing 277. I'm pretty sure that's right. Now, I did place the probe up on the top rack, so maybe that's why it's showing a higher temperature. It might be hotter up here than it is down here. I'm not sure. I'm going to go on the side of the higher reading, and so I went ahead and took the Z grill temp down. Well, it says 280, but I moved it down to 250, so we'll see how that works out. Let's go ahead and get the tri-tip on. I'm going to put the thicker end towards the heat source. There we go. We'll be back in about an hour. All right, folks, we're an hour and a half in. Our Z grill says 250 on the internal temperature, and I verified that with that thermometer, so I went ahead and put that thermometer into the tri-tip, and the internal temp of that tri-tip is 151, so let's take a look and see what we got. So basically the temperature ended up evening out. The thermometer was right, and so was the Z grill's thermometer. All right, we're looking good. Our bark hadn't really set yet, so I don't think it's time to wrap or anything like that. We're still getting good color. We're getting good smoke, so let's just keep it where it is, and we'll check back in about an hour. All right, folks, we're back 3 hours later. Internal temperature of the tri-tip is 172, and we're rocking steady at 250 degrees for the cook chamber. Let's see how we're looking. Getting some really good color. See a little darkness right here, so we're going to hit that with some spritz, but overall looking really good. I'm going to wait until that bark starts to settle a little bit better before I wrap, but let's hit it with some spritz real quick. This is just my apple cider vinegar and water mixture. It's half water, half apple cider vinegar. Not doing anything too crazy, just kind of giving it a once over. That's good enough, and we'll go ahead and close the lid and be back in, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to take a look. Okay, it is about 30 minutes later. Internal temp of this Trisket is 180. We're starting to get some really good bark formation, so I'm going to call it. I think we need to go ahead and wrap this thing. So let's get it into some aluminum foil and beef tallow. There we go. And we have this Wagyu beef tallow. We're just going to use about 3 big dollops of this. This is going to help retain some moisture. 2, right there, 3. I'm going to spread it out with a spoon. Okay. Now all we need to do is wrap it up. Let's scoot it up a little bit. One of those, fold the ends towards the protein. Lay your sides down. Flip her over once, twice, and we're good to go. Back onto the smoker. We're gonna let that go for about another hour, then we'll come back and see how we're looking. All right, we are at 208 internal, still rocking steady at 250 in the chamber. Let's see how we did. You can't always go by internal temperature. A lot of times it's feel, and I've been probing right here until we get like warm butter. Just oh yeah. Yep, that's definitely ready. Let's pull it off, let it rest for a little while, and then we're gonna slice into it. We've let this Trisket rest about 15-20 minutes, so it's time to slice in and see how we did. All right, let's unwrap it. I'm gonna have a lot of juice here. Ooh. That's how we did. Look how juicy, but it looks really good. Let's slice into it. Go right down the middle. There we go. Get a slice right here. It smells amazing. Okay, that's what we're looking like. Let's see if it tears apart. Ooh, that's hot. Let me get this. I have an extra glove over here. Nice. Tender. Let's get a slice right here. That's the other slice. That light's kind of fighting me a little bit, but there's a nice little smoke ring on there. And you can see it's moist. I mean, look at that. Let's take a bite. All right, here we go. Oh my God. That is delicious. Pepper, oak smoke, tender, juicy, beefy. It tastes different than a brisket. I mean, it tastes like a steak, but if you've ever overcooked a steak, it doesn't taste good, but this does. And this would be considered overcooked for a tri-tip anyway. That's really interesting. One more bite. I'm going to do this again. I think maybe like a finishing sauce, maybe some chimichurri. This is a winner. I think you got to try this. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was kind of, when I went into this video, I was like, man, I bet these guys are putting just tons of tallow on the slices after they slice into it and just make it look better. This is real. It's legit. I think you need to try this. It's a lot cheaper than brisket too. Hey, if you don't mind, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. It's the best way to help the channel. We certainly appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.